How about the NBA? Maybe we can find something there we like. The only team yet to cover a game this season is in action tonight, boys and girls. The Milwaukee Bucks are 0-8-1 ATS this season, but they find themselves a 9.5-point fave at home tonight against the Chicago Bulls. Milwaukee is still plus 425 to win the NBA Finals. That's the second shortest odds in the league behind only the Boston Celtics. So we'll see, Aaron, if this team can get a cover for the first time this season. Would you be willing to bet tonight's the night Milwaukee does so?
Tonight is the night. Tonight is the night. The Bucks are going to get it done, and they're going to be able to cover tonight. If they don't, I will not talk about them for quite some time in terms of covering the number. It has moved up from 8.5 to 9.5, so if you were sipping your coffee this morning and you took a look at the lines, that was the number you were trying to want to grab. Dame's props were already up too, so we knew he's going to be playing into this game. But look, the Bucks defense has been an issue. It is an absolute issue for this squad, but considering who they're playing in the Chicago Bulls, who have a bad defense, and their offense isn't that great, it just feels like one of those spots at home they should be able to roll. If you take a look back at some of the previous games, Giannis, he's been great. He's a hero, but they can't win without Dame on the court with him. So now that Dame's back, I think they'll get it rolling.
November 13th, the Bulls have had more players-only meetings than the Bucks have had point spread covers. So you can pay that prop off right there, although that's probably even money given what the Bulls have going on. Tend to lean with where you're at because the opponent tonight, are they going to be able to take advantage of what Milwaukee does poorly, right? Yeah. If I was to ask you what Milwaukee's biggest problem is right now, what would you say?
Well, it's defense because it doesn't exist.
It is absolutely the defense. Go ahead.
Nope. 29th in pace. They're very slow.
They like to go slow.
Bucks are very fast.
18th in efficiency on offense, 28th in effective field goal percentage. So they play slow, but they're also not that efficient or effective when they are shooting on offense. If you're not able to take advantage of the Milwaukee weak spot, which is right now the defense, are you going to be able to hang with them? Milwaukee, to your point, wants to get out and run. So it's going to be a war of attrition here. Chicago wants to slow it down. Milwaukee wants to speed it up. This could be a great game for live betting if you see who can dictate tempo early.
I will point this out to you. The Bulls have struggled against this team. Dating back to the beginning of the 2018 calendar year, Chicago 3-18 against Milwaukee, and 14 of those losses have been by double digits, which you will need to cover this game.
And Chicago's on a back-to-back, 0-2 against the spread already of the season on a back-to-back.
That's a good
back-to-back games or back-to-back player-only meetings?
Whatever you want to consider.
You mentioned Dame being back. Giannis, he's the star of that team, though, has scored 35-plus in 3 of his last 4. His point prop tonight is 28.5, juiced to the under. Aaron, is there a prop in this game that interests you the most?
Yes, well, I mentioned Damian Lillard so far. He's hit over his points prop at 24.5 in 4 of the 7 games that he's played in. But I know it seems a little bit risky to take a player coming off of injury, but I do think he could potentially have a good game, knowing the Chicago defense is 18th in opponent field goal percentage and ranked 26th in opponent three-point percentage. They're bottom 10 in both these categories as well when they go on the road. So it just, again, feels like one of those nights that the Bucks are going to cook, put up a ton of points, and they need to rely on a guy like Dame to be able to do that and assist Giannis, because clearly Giannis can't do it himself. 2 games ago against the Pacers, 54 points. They couldn't even win that one. Against the Magic, he had 35 points. They couldn't win that one. So if they are going to win and they are going to cover, Dame's going to have a good game. This is also my best bet, over 24.
Hey-oh.
Well.
We're going to the association.
Hard, fast rule for Joe Fortenbaugh. When it comes to Lillard props, you're only going under after he has like 3 consecutive 50-point nights in the playoffs, and they put the prop at like 37. And even then, you're a little suspect. Under 24.5, there's no way I'd bet against that.
Yeah.
All right, best bet. Dame Lillard and the Bucks looking for their first cover of the year.
NBA